Yes, welcome all of my friends to Couch Pilots. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. You can call me Vlad the Impaler, but my real name is Jason. And with me as always is Vlad the Engaler.
You still got it, man.
Captain Philip Resisher.
You still got it.
He's gay. I still got it.
We recently had some compliments on our episode. What was it? Sun guy, Solar Man.
Yeah, the Marvel cartoon that was not meant to be.
Yeah, we had Dee Dee.
Oh, I know Dee Dee. I love Dee Dee.
Yeah, she says maybe both of you need to she said both of you needed to retreat. Would Trump loan you Camp David for the weekend? And I said, he has invited us to go golfing. And then she says, the way Professor Restisher explained gay sex should be taught in schools.
There you go.
Hey, look at me. I did something good for the world.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about like how to make a baby. I think how lesbians make a baby and how gay guys
go back and listen to Solar Man.
Definitely. And that's some really top of the show fan feedback. I'm drinking some top of the show triptych dank meme.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste right. Will you taste it for me?
Yeah, I'll taste it for you.
Okay. You don't have to drink it. I know you're anti-IPA or anti-craft right now because of life decisions, but try that. Does it taste right to you? Something's up, right?
Is that a weird batch or what?
What do you think?
I think it's just because it's a little bit warmer than it should be.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do think that's what it is. And speaking of my craft beer problems.
Oh, you have? All right.
So,
God, the tale continues.
Yeah, so this past weekend, which was 2 weekends ago, went to my bowling tournament down in Alton.
It was your bowling tournament
Right,
this time because you went to Molly's recently.
Right, this was the men's tournament.
Yeah.
And we visited 3 different moose lodges.
Okay.
Down there, just to see what it's like.
Just chill.
And one of them had space dust on draft for $2.
No way. How big were the glasses?
They were like this tall and like
Christ,
this big
man.
around.
Oh my God.
And I had just 2 of those.
That's like probably 16 ounces at least, right?
Oh yeah, and that's almost 8%, I think, right?
Ooh. Oh, it's over 8. It's like 8.2, I think.
And then we went to the boat where I went to Hop's House, the bar there at the casino, and I had a bunch of craft beers. And then me and my wife sat down when we got done gambling, and we had a flight of craft beers.
Ooh, this is Saturday night?
Yes. And then we went to Fast Eddie's, and I don't remember going.
You went to, good Lord. Bowling
I
alley.
remember parts of it, but I don't remember.
So at least 4 establishments you had hit drinking, is that right? The bowling alley.
Yes.
The casino, Fast Eddie's, and
one of the
the restaurant or what?
No, the Moose Lodges that night.
Okay, so you went to the Moose Lodge down there.
Went to 3 different ones, but that Saturday night I went to one.
Okay.
And then also in the hotel at the end of the night, we opened a bottle of champagne because Molly took a bottle of champagne because she just knew I was going to get my first ever clean game, and I withstood the pressure and I got it, and so I believe we opened it and had a little bit, and then problems ensued, and I don't remember what the problem was, which makes the problem worse.
Oh no, she's not going to tell you what it was.
I'm acting like I know.
Oh, because you're in the middle of a big fight. You said.
Oh, we fixed it.
Oh,
but,
that's good.
But yeah, at the time I was in a fight. I don't know.
Well, you were okay, first of all, clean game. You mentioned that is
Yes.
where you have all strikes and or spares,
All
which
marks,
you
yeah.
clarified for me before we started recording.
Right.
And then also, oh shit, what was I gonna say? You are you're up to your neck. Like it's over for you. You are a mooseman, right?
Sure.
Through and through. You go down there to Alton area and you search out these other lodges.
Yeah, we went to Lynchfield on the way home Sunday.
Okay, Litchfield. Right on 55 there, yeah.
And then we went to the Alton one, and then we went to Godfrey.
Give me a quick rundown on these. Is it the same? Does it look the same? You get
They're
the same
all
type,
different.
but the same type of people.
Same type of people, but they're all very different.
Which one's the coolest one?
Godfrey was awesome. Godfrey was the nicest looking one. They were the coolest people. They had the nicest looking facility. I mean,
You know what you got to do? You got to start combining some of your loves. You need to really petition to get some pinball machines in your moose lodge.
it's a good idea.
That's a good idea, right?
They don't like that kind of noise, though, I don't think. Half of them complain about the jukebox. I sure as hell they'll think they want.
What if they have a thing where you have to plug in, you can wear headphones and get all the noise?
Right, with those. They have those headphone like raves where everybody wears. Yeah,
where it's totally quiet, just people, dancing to their own music. Oh, that could be you, man. You could turn the Moose Lodge into an after-hours rave.
It's a good
headphone
idea.
rave.
It's a good idea.
Hey, I'm full of ideas. I don't know how many ideas it takes to get me a free membership to the Moose, but I'll keep them coming, buddy.
How you been?
I've been pretty good. I'm enjoying the nice weather we're having.
Yeah, that 5 inches of snow is great.
It was a surprise because we were getting when I wake up, I like
When you wake up and you know it's supposed to be a middle April kind of day. But when you wake up and you see 5 inches of snow, well, you say, what the fuck is going on? Go home, winter, you're drunk.
I love spring and fall. Summer's pretty good. Winter's rough, man. It's fucking rough. It takes its toll. You put on weight. You get depressed. Everything's gray and wet for like 6 months.
12 months. Oh,
12
sorry. I thought you were talking about me for a second.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Definitely not a craft beer you're drinking, sir. But it sounds like you've had a good few days here. I went to Chicago.
Okay.
And
So you went to the top of the state.
Yeah.
I went to the bottom of the state, and
getting it covered. Never the twain shall meet. I went up there because I do another podcast about Ernest P. Worrell, and my co-host Dustin and I went up there to Adam Z's house to record with a guy from New York who does another Ernest podcast.
wow.
It's like a nerdy vortex, is what it was.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun.
Sounds like a good time.
I mean, Adam's place. I mean, get a fucking vacuum cleaner, right?
I don't know. I've never been to Adam's place.
Talk about a cyclone.
Is it a nice bar?
He actually has a cool apartment. It's just the cat's fur's everywhere.
Yeah.
Adam, I know you're listening. Fucking get a lint roller, man. Anyway, went to Chinatown. That was kind of cool.
All right.
What does that mean? Why do you do that? Why are you laughing like that?
This felt your daughter probably felt like she was at home.
Well, we were going to go to the museum, but we got up there later than expected. So my daughter was like, or the lady I was with said, "Hey, why don't we go to Chinatown?" I said, "All right." My daughter's that way. I don't say that. I don't say that word anymore.
I know you did a great job.
Thank you very much. But my daughter is half Asian, and she loved it. She loved Chinatown. There's a few blocks where it's pretty prevalent, and then there's like this complex where you can walk in. It's pretty cool, actually.
Cool.
And we go to this dim sum place, and you can just order little appetizers you all share. And my daughter ordered like braised beef varieties. And when it came out, I think I was eating like organ meat, but I don't know what organ it was. And
The state of Oregon, meat like cows that were raised in the state of Oregon.
Sure. So all the way from Oregon. And so something else I eat? There's a candy shop there. And it's not candy you want.
Sure.
It's all weird Asian candy. And part of that were crabs. Full crabs about the size of a silver dollar. A full crab.
Okay.
Everything intact. Dead, obviously. Covered in like sugar syrup and like sesame seeds, but they're dry.
Can you eat the shell? You eat the shell and
I
everything.
eat the whole thing.
How was it?
It's not good. It is not good.
Not good, does it?
Not gonna eat it. You ever look at a crab and think, my God, I would love to consume the entire thing?
No, not at all. I don't like any kind of shell or anything from the sea.
You don't eat seafood?
No.
What the fuck are you eating? You don't like hummus, we talked about before we started. No seafood.
Right.
Why do you limit yourself? The world is your world of food.
World is my 10-pack of chicken nuggets, all right?
You know what? If that's what you want.
I'm a meat eater. I'm a
Crab
pasta
is meat?
guy.
Crab is meat?
No, not the kind I've had.
What else happened?
There was a big fire today.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that. The Notre Dame.
Yeah, where the Hunchback lives.
Well, is he still there?
Yeah, I think he. It's like Wayne Newton. Like he'll always be there. Well, not anymore because his penthouse probably burned down.
Oh
But
boy. Yeah. Did you see the video of like the
chapel falling down?
the prevalent spire?
It's pretty intense. And my thing is are we gonna find out what really happened here? Are we gonna find out if some worker was smoking a cigarette and threw a cigarette butt down, or if it was some kind of terrorist thing?
Chances are, it was an accident.
Sure.
But it also could be like, hey, Catholic Church, can you probably stop raping little boys?
Right. This is
and this is like an icon of the Catholic Church.
Sure.
So I don't know. Maybe someone did that. Who's
maybe
to say?
Jesus did it. Maybe he's like, I'm tired of all this kid fucking ruining my shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn the first one down. You want to go again, Mr. Pope's house?
Sounds like something Jesus.
Where's
would
the
say.
Pope live?
The Vatican.
I bet you that's the next one that goes.
The Vatican is like a city, but it's also its own country.
Yeah.
And it's got a huge wall around it.
Yeah.
And it's like in Italy somewhere. But
Well, yeah, because the kids can't climb over those walls.
they can't. You mean they keep them inside there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of claw marks on the walls. Oh, it's going to get dark. I'll stop.
Okay.
R.I.P. Notre Dame. Whatever. I mean, it's a bummer. You know who I was talking to about that? Friend of the show from Puczynski, Brian Haley.
Oh, really?
He tweeted something about it, and it made it sound like he was there, like he was in Paris, and he just happened to be there. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you got to see it? And then he tweeted back to me and said, no, I actually was watching on TV. I'm sorry if you misunderstood. And I said, whatever, man.
Hey, it was good talking to him again.
It was good talking to you, Brian Haley. I don't have a lot else to talk about. We can get into fan feedback. I guess I'll just say I'm a flat earther now. But what else do you got?
Let's see here. Let's see here. I got a picture of my clean game later if you want to see it too.
What does that mean? I have to watch you bowl 10 frames?
I just have a picture of it.
Oh, what's like a picture of the screen and it says Blake next to it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Oh, here's one. I posted, well, that was WrestleMania 35, so long. I give it a B- to the NXT A-. Chris Tucker says, any pictures from the party? I would love to have come, but I was there and suplexing with you all in spirit. Did Adam Z make it down, and did he have to pay you and Jason $100 each?
He should have, because seriously, that day he was talking about him coming down.
Yeah, within moments.
Man, I would have put both of your children's life on that bet that he would not bring her down, and we would have won.
Only fools buck the tiger. The odds are always on the house. I got one more. We'll do real quick, and then there are some, I think a couple from later back, but this one is from our friend Edie.
Okay.
5 aviation mysteries or scandals that Captain Black and Rest Assure may or may not been associated with. So she has brought.
Do we want to read these?
We can read them. We don't have to comment.
Okay. All right.
Just want to call this interesting facts, so we can't comment, or
interesting fan feedback.
Yeah, and we always say with interesting fan feedback.
Yeah.
Guys, just don't admit guilt.
Where's that? Oh yeah, we'll do this.
It's now interesting feedback. 5 aviation mysteries or scandals that Captain Black and Rest Assure may or may not have been associated with. 1. Did the parachutes that D.B. Cooper used come out of Air Force One? And is the missing money buried in Blake's backyard under his pool?
You did? Wow. You guys talk a lot. You did just rip up your
Deck.
porch. Yeah.
Yeah, and I only found one dead body.
Oh, which one?
We couldn't tell if it was a rat or like a rabbit.
Oh, you really did find a body.
A skull. We found skulls.
Oh, where is it?
We threw them away. I know.
Fuck.
Number 2 was the reason for the Spruce Goose's short flight because it was being held for the reunion of all Blake's former 100 girlfriends all at one time, therefore making it grossly overweight.
Oh, yeah!
I like that one.
That's good.
I think she kind of means like heavy girls, right? Is that what she's saying? Or
We
just
all-
if you put any 100 girls together, it's going to be grossly overweight to be on a plane.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what she meant.
All right.
And you do like heavy girls.
Heavy D. Number 3 is the secret to, this one's hard for me to read, but I'm going to get through it. Is the secret to the Bermuda Triangle nothing more than old scribbles on maps of the area that the captains used during their online training? When other pilots have gone to use them since, they keep getting lost because the references to Angie Vecco and bum cancer are written all over the course lines.
No, that is conspiracy theory. I know what the Bermuda Triangle is. You ready?
Yeah.
You know what it is?
What?
Sea gas.
Okay. I don't know what sea gas is, so I don't think it's funny.
It was like big chunks of gas from under the earth.
Okay.
Like they come up through the ocean, and then they bubble out of the ocean, and that gas continues upwards, and the pressure drops in the air, so a plane just falls out of the sky.
Okay.
So that's what the Bermuda Triangle is. Sea gas.
I don't remember that course. Did you take a special sea gas course and not tell me?
Yeah.
Okay. What grade did you get?
B-.
Was the Hindenburg explosion caused by DSJ's poor maintenance work?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
We don't know how old he is. We don't know. So we don't know how old he is.
I was going to say, it could be a relative, but you're right. We don't know how old he is.
Right. And was Amelia Earhart just an early girlfriend of Jason's who wanted to disappear? Ba-dum-bum.
I don't like that.
Can't do it.
So thank you, Dee Dee. I think all those... I think we'll never know exactly what happened on any of those.
No, we definitely will.
Kind of like the final flight here. We may never know what'll happen at the end of that flight.
Our final flight?
Yeah.
What does that look like? Do you think?
I don't know.
Is there a number that you have in mind?
Oh, there's no number, but eventually it's going to happen. I mean, we're not going to be 80 years old here and be like, and then we watched this hologram pilot that failed.
Why not? Why won't we be doing that?
Because you won't be able to tolerate me for that long. Like I'm probably over like my limit on like how long you would like a friend was my friend with you. Most friends don't stay friends that long with me.
So what is it? Are you asking me politely to leave?
No, not at all. I'm just grasping at any moment I can get and hoping it stays going because it's the only thing in my life that's working right now.
Oh, that's
And after the last 2 weeks of shows, I was kind of worried about that too.
You know, I listened to the Solar Man one. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was.
It felt bad, though, didn't it?
While we were doing it, but seriously, we're sitting in our normal spots
Right.
now, which I think has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
The mojo was off.
It got the mojo working. Ow, we got the mojo working.
All right. Hold on, I think. Oh, there it is, boarding. All right, let's keep the show moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned
Oh.
on the fasten seatbelts.
All right, let's call Josh. We got to get that update on that board game.
Yeah.
He texted me afterwards, after we tried to call him, like the next day, and he's like, hey, I'm sorry, my dumb kids were sick.
Guys, gals, quit having kids. They get sick. They keep you from doing podcasts.
I mean, that's it. That's all the list you need. There's a ton more, but what else do you need besides that? Hello, Josh. He's my board game boy.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Josh, it's Jason. Oh, you said that. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're
Hey.
playing Baby Dinosaurs.
You're playing Baby Dinosaurs?
Yep.
Which-
Want to say hi, girls? They're wearing ladybug boots and black boots, if you didn't hear that.
Nice.
You let her talk to you like that?
I do, yeah.
We're recording the show right now, as I'm sure you would imagine.
Oh, I did not imagine that, but... oh.
What do you usually imagine?
Dragons?
You know, I don't really know. I didn't think of any. Didn't think about it.
Imagination is tough once you get over a certain age, I think.
It is.
I tried to reserve all my imagination for the bedroom.
Oh. Now
Yeah.
that sounds nice.
I try to
Podcast
imagine,
work.
I try to imagine new ways to please my lady.
Oh.
It's
found
it's
that?
not working.
Too bad.
Well, I'm here with Blake, of course.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Blake.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Blake, did you hear about his kids and the boots that they're wearing?
Yeah, they got black boots and peak boots.
Are you so you're playing Baby Dinosaurs? Is that a game or a movie, or are you using your imagination to be a baby dinosaur?
Well, we have a bungalow house, you know?
Yes.
And there's a door that they're really intrigued in. It's to the, I don't know, it's called like the side attic or whatever.
Yeah.
It's this little tiny door, and they always play there's a baby dinosaur back there.
Oh, okay. So you're just human beings taking care of a baby dinosaur living in your wall. Is that right?
Yep. You have to be very quiet, otherwise you wake it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to be quiet?
Girls, is he okay? You're okay.
Okay.
Does he take all his direction from his children?
Basically.
Is it okay if Daddy has this beer? Not another one, Daddy.
Oh, boy. I was at his house a few weeks ago, and he had just got, like, a succulent plant, and then he was carrying around one of his kids, and she had, like, this bag, and he said, what's in this bag? And she's like, it's a bunch of beans, Dad. And she had went to the succulent and picked every single, like thing off of it.
Oh.
And, but he didn't hit her. Like, if it was my kid.
Oh, I would kick it.
Oh, yeah. It would have been like opening the cabinet door city, man. I tell you what. Anyway.
Yeah, when they say succulents are very hardy animals, or not animals, plants.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter when you pick them all off.
Yeah, you can't come back from that.
No.
That's all right. I'm sorry about your succuloss. We're calling on official business. We had you on a few months ago, and it was nothing short of a delight. But I was wondering if you could give us an update on the board game.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
We raised $92,000
Nice.
for this board game.
Okay.
And so we came up with the design. The girls mostly made it.
You took it.
You took $92,000 and said, "Here, kids, come up with an." They think there's a dragon. They think there's a dinosaur in the wall.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Okay.
Okay.
My kids have imagination.
Sure, that's great.
I didn't make it because I don't have an imagination. So I paid them to do it.
Maybe this is the direction of the show,
Sure.
Blake. Maybe we start marketing towards little children.
Sure.
Makes sense, yeah.
We'd probably have to stop cursing so much.
So at the end of the day, they came up with a game called Couch Pilots, the dice game.
Oh, it's a dice game. Okay. I get it. I can behind this.
You take 10 dice, and you roll them, and depending on what, you compare that to a listing, and depending on what you roll, look up in a matrix book to see what show and what person you're going to be.
Oh.
And it's like a role-playing game.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. So first we're like playing dice, but then it turns into like D&D. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm with you.
That's about as far as we got. We're going to need another 90,000 or so to complete it.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Okay.
We ran out of money.
Well, what did you spend the money on? Because I'm trying to crunch the numbers here, and 10 dice probably costs maybe $7.
Blake's been running these numbers through the pachinko machine, and it does not add up.
Imagination doesn't come cheap.
That's true.
I take these girls to the City Museum in St. Louis. We went to Chicago for a couple weekends and went around town. Got these new boots they're wearing.
Boots.
See what else did we do?
So it's a lot of
for their college.
College?
We're prepaying college.
I met those kids. They're not going to college.
Oh, I just got spit on.
She's like, I don't want to go to college, Daddy.
Did you guys really go to the City Museum?
No. I made that up, Jason.
All right. Well, that's a great update on the game.
I would like to go to the City Museum.
Have you been there?
So if you give us $90,000 more, we'll go to the City Museum.
Let's do it.
But what's the timeline for finishing this game? We thought we would have it out by June.
Oh yeah, if we get that 90,000, they'll definitely be out by June.
Okay.
Okay.
All we
All
need
right.
is 10 dice and some notebooks.
But that's where the money comes in. We don't know where the money's going.
Well, it's for creative thinking and innovation in board games.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
here's another. But haven't you done all the creativeness? Haven't we paid for that with the first? Shouldn't the next 90,000 go into production?
Blake, did you come up with the design or did I come up with the design?
Oh, you didn't either.
My spawn did.
That's true. Are they all 6-sided dice, or are they all different kinds of dice?
Good question.
They're only 4-sided dice.
4 sides. How does that work? Oh, like a pyramid.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pyramid.
Yeah, it's got to be a pyramid's the only 4-sided.
So you never roll the bottom number.
Remember when I was talking about innovation earlier? That's part of it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're the expert.
So we've got to pay a lot of money to get these dice made.
Yeah.
They're all custom.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
All right. Fine.
We'll raise the money.
Okay.
Get those kids down to the City Museum in St. Louis. It's the greatest place on the planet. I'm not joking. I love it.
I know. I'm excited.
All right, buddy. Thank you for answering the phone. I know you're busy playing Pretend Dinosaur Time. It's honestly, it sounds like a blast. I genuinely miss those days when my kid was dumb and small.
Does the dinosaur, a baby dinosaur, have like a single mom?
Yeah.
How's she
To the
looking?
other wall.
How's she looking?
She's looking pretty good.
What color is she?
As far as dinosaurs go,
What color is she?
she's pink.
Nice.
Yeah, we really need to. That maybe should. We keep thinking about Josh. We keep thinking about the pilot we need to create here, and maybe it has to do with like a sexy dinosaur.
Oh.
Anyway, that's a conversation for another time. We'll let you get back to it. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you, Jason.
Bye.
He didn't say goodbye to me. He just said, "See you later, Jason." I'm kind of on this show too, you know.
Yeah, you can, that's none of my business. You can take that up with him later.
Okay. Well.
Today we discussed the pilot episode of Blood Ties from the year of our Lord 1991. Great year. Also, I'm excited about the board game.
1991.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I? I was in a sophomore. No, I was a freshman. A freshman.
Freshman.
I was merely a freshman. Weighed 90 pounds.
90 pounds of man meat.
90 pounds of man meat. Didn't have a lot of luck with the ladies
Mm-hmm.
at the time. So this is 1991. Not a good year.
For the
Roses.
The
I mean,
roses,
yeah.
right.
Well, it's a good year for the succubus. Or what?
Succulent.
Succubus, right.
Yeah. Yeah, 1991, I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
You must have been...
16.
That's not-
not quite 16, but yeah. Yeah.
It was a good year,
Okay.
You're a kid. Again, any year you're not signing a W-2, it's a pretty good year.
I did take driver's ed my freshman year, and I was the only kid in my class that was taking driver's ed.
Well, you got held back a year, right? So that
Right.
made you a little bit older.
Thanks, yeah. I mean,
Well,
that makes the part of the story uncool.
You seemed ashamed of it anyway before. All right, well, sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Would it help if I played the Dog Police song?
No.
I didn't think so. So it's not 1991 now. You and I were both there.
Sure.
We can both recall what happened back
Right.
then. The Family Matters was on television, right?
Yep, Steve Urkel.
Yeah, the Nirvana's Nevermind was top of the charts.
Never mind, he's dead.
He's a dead guy now.
But it's not 1991 now.
No, it's not. It's 2019.
Oh. And you know what? In a few years, when we talk about a failed pilot from this year, we'll say it was a great year.
Yeah, we will.
But right now, we have to go back in time.
Notre Dame burned down.
In our minds.
Sorry.
That's all right. And we do so by talking about things that happened from the year the pilot was released, 1991. Things like April 1st, the U.S. minimum wage goes from $3.80 an hour to $4.25 per hour.
And now it's getting up to 15. That's crazy.
Is it really getting up to 15?
It's supposed to get up to 15. That's what they passed. You want so today is, what do you say, April 29th?
I did.
Today, an April Fool's joke got played on me, and I fell for it.
But you didn't see it coming because it was April 4th. Okay, hit me with a joke.
So I was online, and I was doing some investigating to see if there was any talk on the internet about Sturgill Simpson's newest album when it's coming out. And I clicked on a link, and that headline said, Sturgill Simpson releases surprise single from his new album. And I scrolled down. It was a video that Never Gonna Give You Up.
I was just going to pull that up.
And then right underneath that was a GIF of him on Saturday Night Live going, yes. So
Yeah, that's what I was just going to play that because anytime there's like a link like that, it's always that song.
yeah. But now when you click our link, we never have that.
This song, probably around 91.
Sure.
You didn't have the internet. You couldn't type in Rick Astley
Right.
and then see he's a beautiful pale ginger. Listen to that.
And all the girls, and so do I.
It sounds like a black dude,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, and then you watch him and he's not.
Any other man.
That one song and he's a millionaire.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I guess he's real popular in like Sweden or something.
well, he's as white as Sweden, so it makes sense to me. Anyway, yeah, I minimum wage. I think when I was a kid, $5, $5.25.
I think when I turned 16, I got my first job at McDonald's, and I think I made $6.15.
Really, because this is about that same time.
Yeah, I think I made $6.15.
And this is $4.25. So
Yeah.
McDonald's was paying a premium back then.
Yeah, or maybe that's when I became a crew leader, maybe it was like $4.50, $5, but then when I became a crew leader, it was $6.15.
Nice. What kind of power does that give you? Is that like?
I was fucking girls once I became a crew leader. I'll tell you that.
Did you sleep with a lot of girls at McDonald's?
Just Angie Iveco and then the other Angie girl that bought me clothes.
Okay. Did you get to take whatever you wanted out of the Ronald McDonald charity box?
You can't get your hands in that thing.
You've tried.
I've never even seen anybody like empty it and put it anywhere. They just seem to never fill up.
So do you think like if someone went into McDonald's and like said, I will give you $200 for your you don't want the music? You like the song?
No, I think it got. I mean,
Say goodbye.
All right, say goodbye to the song.
goodbye song.
Goodbye, Rick. To me, it sounds like if these Ronald McDonald boxes are never empty, there's probably some like antique coins in there.
There could be some pesos and some silver
Love
dollars.
Pesos.
What I would like to do is I would like to go to every single McDonald's and say I want to see your books. I want to see when you've emptied that, how much was in it, and where it went.
I've heard stories before where it's like managers are stealing money out of it. I think that's shitty, right?
Very shitty.
I don't like that.
But I don't like it.
I don't like it. April 3rd, Penn and Teller, the Refrigerator Tour opens at Eugene O'Neill Theater, New York City.
They have a game show now. I saw on TV this weekend. It's like people come and try to do magic tricks for them.
Oh, I've seen that. It's been on for a few years now.
Has it? I don't have cable, so I never saw it.
Well, I don't have cable either. I see it on like on digital antenna TV. It had a British guy or an Australian guy hosting it. I think he's a British fellow. And then it had Allison Hannigan from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. She was on it.
She's kind of a cute girl.
Yeah, and they sit on a couch and they watch you do magic tricks.
I do like the show.
Okay.
And I tell you why, because you get to see kind of cool magic tricks, but then you see Penn and Teller like talk about it, and then they'll be like, we know how you did it.
Sure.
Or we don't know how you did it. But either way, it's not revealed how they did it.
Okay.
You just have to take them on their
Face
word
value, okay.
that they do or do not understand how you do it. And
Are you trying to stump them? Is that what it kind of is?
I think the show is called Fool Us or something like that. Fool Me or Fool Us. Something like that. So yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Can't be fooled again. But yeah, you're trying to do a trick that Penn and Teller aren't familiar with, or just trick them and impress them, essentially.
Okay.
It's an interesting show. April 6th, former child actor Adam Rich arrested for breaking into a pharmacy. Adam Rich is a Couch Pilots all-star starring in The City. Remember when Mark Hamill punched a baby?
Yeah.
Or he was the baby that got punched by Jimmy Dean.
Oh, okay.
He starred in that, or he's like a kid in that or something.
Nice.
But he broke into a pharmacy.
You get drugs, obviously. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Mason Reese.
Is he a pharmacy guy?
Well, he just
Looks like he should be on medication.
looks like he should be on medication.
Poor guy.
But yeah, we haven't said his name very often, like a long time.
Mason Reese?
Yeah.
Well, let's close the door on Mason Reese,
Okay,
shall
let's
we?
do it.
Oh, boy. Adam Rich, R.I.P. So he's dead. But with those facts, I'm safely and securely back in 1991.
I feel like I'm there. Let's do it. 1991.
Now we look at the pilot and say...
We're rolling our jeans right now, aren't we? Like
we're tight rolling that shit.
Yeah, tight rolling those jeans.
Really tight.
Yeah.
Like blood circulation.
Right.
Tight rolling.
Yeah.
Why did we choose to watch Blood Ties?
3 simple criteria. A, it was a pilot that was made, whether it aired or not is irrelevant, but there was only one episode and one episode only. Number 2, we had to find it on the internet. And number 3, it had to be free.
That's exactly right. 1, 2, 3. Man, you never fail to get all those right. I don't know how you do it week after week. You always impress me. Where can you find the entire episode of Blood Ties? We can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classic Leap Blue links inside of our show notes, or go to YouTube.
You know what to do, Tube.
Excuse me.
I really feel like you're just tired of the bumpers because like you just talk over them every time.
What if I told you I go home and I listen to these later and I think it's funny?
Okay, that's all that matters to me.
Summary of the pilot features the exploits of the Carpathian American Society in Long Beach, California. They're just like any other expatriate organization. They enjoy family get-togethers and share business opportunities. There is just one minor difference. The Carpathian Americans seem to have a predilection for drinking human blood.
I'd give that one a C. It was a little long.
Oh, it is wordy.
So is this this pilot.
This is what I say to that. I think, oh boy.
Yeah.
That is a fourth of the summary that I found.
Right.
I chopped that fucker up to get just that much.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Something I do know though is interesting facts. Meow.
Interesting facts. Is this what I'm supposed to do, that part? Ladies and gentlemen, interesting facts. Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Let's get all the action started.
Okay, so, hey, folks, a couple of warnings for you here. Interesting Facts is a segment of the show that Jason scours the internet to find facts about this pilot that you may not have known. The best thing for you to do is keep your mouth shut, your ears open. Do not communicate in any way your opinions to your lover, your hater, your candlestick maker, because tainting their experience will ruin the show for everyone. Jason, just don't do it, man. Just don't do it.
The Candlestick Maker. Original release May 27th, 1991 on the Fox network. Fox. What does that stand for something? You know?
Fathers, obese, X-rays.
That can't be. That's not right?
Yeah, it's Fathers, obese, X-rays.
Why would they name a network after that?
Well, because that's how the company made enough money to where they could start off a network, is because they charged a bunch of fathers that were obese with X-rays.
X-ray money.
3D X-rays. My friend at work today, I overheard her on the phone with her doctor, her insurance company, and she wanted to know if her insurance paid for a 3D mammogram. I wanted to say, honey.
Oh boy.
I was wanting to say, honey. You know what? They're not that big.
Oh boy, that's pretty funny. Interesting facts. I'm going to pause it real quick. This has got me thinking. I don't know if this is worth mentioning on the show. We can get into it a little bit, but I've taken part of a clinical study.
Really?
Yeah. You
have, or you are in the middle of it?
I'm in the middle of it.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I think you're the kind of guy that is a risk taker in life. I think you want to be remembered for something, and this could be it. What is the study on?
Anthrax.
Oh, the band. Like how much Anthrax you can listen to?
Yeah. Here's part of the clinical study right here.
Hey, 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 hey!
Speaking of which, that is, I got some more fan feedback that goes with that completely. Can you hear me?
Yeah. While you're looking that up, I will say they took a vial of my blood, and they, should I say how much money they give me or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like over the course of the whole thing, it's like $1,800.
Okay. When did it start?
Well, I did a thing where they just like give me the once over, and then they start to give me the stuff like the injections. Basically, it's for anthrax for U.S. soldiers that get exposed to it.
Okay.
So it's in its like third wave. So I'm at the end of the trial where I think it's probably pretty safe.
Okay.
But like it's like every time you go, they give you a few $100s.
That's cool. Hey, whatever gets your credit cards paid off.
And you know what? This is the kicker, and this is where it ties back in. What am I doing with this money?
You are buying an engagement ring.
Nope.
Buying a bed.
Yes. I'm buying a queen size bed.
That is actually, that was my first choice, and I was like, no, that's too obvious. He would not set me up that well.
Nope. I am buying a queen size bed with this money.
Awesome. Congratulations. So you're getting injections. Where do they inject you?
My asshole. No, I think just my arm.
Oh, you think?
Oh God! If I go in there and they start pointing a needle at my eyeball, then I'm getting out of there.
How many more do you have to go before you're done with the trial?
Well, I should get an email or a call any day saying you're accepted based off of our exam of you.
Oh, you just got the exam.
Yeah, but I already got money from it too.
But you haven't had any anthrax put in you.
Well, I'm not getting anthrax put in me. Just the medicine for it. Let's see if there's any side effects or whatever. I don't. Why?
Well, of course, if you had anthrax in your body and they gave you the medicine, there would be different side effects than just Joe Schmo who has some crab shells in his
They're
body,
not giving me anthrax. They're giving me the cure for anthrax.
which is Barry Manilow.
Ooh, buddy. Let's hear some Barry Manilow real quick. It's just an excuse to like take a drink real quick.
Sure, I got you.
You have some fan feedback there?
No, I had already read it before. It was Dee Dee saying that we owed her money for you screaming into the microphone again.
Oh.
And I thought that would go well with
Hey, Dee Dee. Checks in the mail.
It's a dick in the box.
What do you think about that, the clinical study?
You know what? It's money, and you're in a controlled environment. So if something does go wrong, they can give you something. So
Yeah.
you need a queen size bed. You need to grow up and become a big boy. So to me, you have the ability to go out right now and buy a queen size bed without this money. You can do that.
Okay.
But you choose not to. You choose to prolong getting this bed by making this big, long, drawn out way to get it.
Is that who I am?
Huh?
Is that who I am?
I think you're avoiding. Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm making big strides towards getting. I've got a plan now.
Did you put it on a whiteboard?
Find bed, buy bed, put bed in my bedroom.
Nice.
In that order.
So what are you gonna do with the other bed? Like put it in like the Hall of Fame or something?
No, have it bronzed. No, that's fine. I'm going to put that in my daughter's room, and then what? She wants a bigger bed.
Okay. Oh, she has a twin, or she have a day
She's
bed?
got a twin.
And you have a full.
Yeah.
Oh, so going to a queen isn't really good. You need to go to a king.
No, it's like 6-7 inches wider, which is fine. No, you have a king?
Yeah.
Oh, I bow to you, sir. Have you been to my bedroom? Have you been to my house?
Yes, I have been to your
It's
house.
the size of a double wide trailer, practically.
I've went to the doorway of your bedroom. I've never been. I never stepped in, but I went to the doorway of your bedroom.
You are welcome inside any time. Nice. No, I don't know that a king will fit in my room.
It probably won't.
So I'm going to do a queen, and it'll be great.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I'm excited. So anyway, I'm getting drugs put in me, foreign objects, so I can get a queen size bed.
And where did you find out about this? Online?
It's a friend of mine.
Just a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Okay, I have more questions, but I'll say.
Oh, yeah, send me one more. Just one more. Oh, I'm sorry, just two more. Interesting facts. It is hinted that the Carpathian families are the people who inspired all the myths about vampires. In the film, they are descended from Lilith, the first wife of Adam before Eve, which is something, oddly enough, that David Lytle talked about when he was on this very show that I never had any idea about. David Lytle's dumb daughter is named after Lilith.
Oh, I thought she was named after Lilith Fair.
No, that came way later.
Oh, that's kind of a dark person to name your kid after.
I think so, because
I guess I didn't know the story enough. Now I do.
well, it's odd because we were listening during the show. They're talking about how Lilith. They mentioned that in the show, and they said Adam was not satisfied with Lilith because she wouldn't like
Because she wanted to be on top.
something. Yeah, something.
She wanted to be on top,
and so God took parts of Lilith, kind of ripped her apart and created a new being.
Right.
Which is kind of a fucked up story, right?
Sure, it
I don't
is.
remember hearing about that in Bible study class.
They skip over that stuff. They always skip over the cool stuff.
Descended from Lilith and Asmodeus, king of the nine hells, and have inherited healing abilities as well as above-average human strength. Fact.
Yeah.
Blood Ties was originally put together as a pilot movie for a potential television series. We know that. That never manifested. However, an unrelated TV series, also called Blood Ties, aired on CHUM television in Canada, which also dealt with the subject of vampires.
Well, and I was very concerned because you have been kind of sloppy with your blue link giving, and I was really, really worried about whether I was watching the right one or not.
Okay, I'm sorry. I goofed up once in 180 episodes. Stop winking at me. Hold on. Keep winking at me.
It's Morse code.
Help. Molly is what? Molly is what? Blood Ties was filmed on location in Long Beach, California, as well as other parts of Los Angeles, including Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood.
Oh, that's where Molly Crew came from.
You're still riding high off of the dirt?
I'm not riding high off of it. I thought it was obnoxious, but I mean, hey, when you've been married as long as I have, when you get to see some tits and ass on a movie.
Are there bare naked breasticles?
Oh, there's bare naked fucking going on.
So it's like
Yeah, it's been one movie where girls get fucked from the back always. Always see those boobies shake, and then they do some lines of cocaine. Watch me now.
Watch me. Did you hear David try to do that on Karaoke Big E?
What do what?
David Lytle tried to do 1 week by bare naked ladies.
It's difficult. He came up afterwards and said, I shouldn't have tried that.
He shouldn't have. It wasn't very good. He tried.
Yeah, well, and that's all they ask on Karaoke Big E.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm the second worst singer they've ever had on that show next to Adam Z. So even I don't feel the worst.
Right.
Sorry, Adam. This is director Jim McBride's 7th film project and his first work in the horror genre. He is also known for directing the 1997 science fiction thriller Dead by Midnight. Never heard of it, fact.
That's a fact.
Richard Shapiro is a television scriptwriter known for his work on such shows as Dynasty and The Colbys. This is one of his last movie projects and his only work in the horror genre.
Okay, so there's a couple guys in this who didn't have horror experience.
Yeah, but they went for it. And honestly, I don't know if I'd even call this a horror genre.
I wouldn't. I have something to say about that, but I'll wait until you talk about it.
Smart. Very smart. Other films that involve the California vampire scene include The Lost Boys and Near Dark. Do you ever see Lost Boys?
No, but when I was watching this, I said something about Lost Boys, and Molly did say it kind of has that feel.
Absolutely does. It was all the kids, all the young toughs running around town. Absolutely, it's got that feel. What?
Yeah.
Actor Patrick Bachow, who was Eli Chelaran, has turned up in several projects involving vampire fiction. He would go on to play Archon Rain in all 8 episodes of Kindred: The Embraced in 1996.
No idea what that is.
Vampire related, I guess.
The only vampire movies I've ever seen are the Twilight movies.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh, I love them.
Right. Actress Robia Lamorte, who plays one of the female Shrikes, is also known for playing a witch and a vampire victim named Jenny Calendar on episodes from season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Another vampire show.
They kind of get themselves typecast, don't they?
Yeah, typecast and vampire programs.
Right.
Interesting facts.
That means they have big breasts.
Probably. Bosomy. Bouncy.
Hey, everybody needs a bosom for a pillow.
Wow, who sings that?
Huh?
Who sings that?
That's a rapper, I think.
No, it's an Indian guy. Corner Shop.
Where's that?
Brimful of Asha on the 45.
Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Yeah. Everybody needs a bosom. It's on the 45.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. Won't you please send us some Twitter responses?
We've got no Twitter sponsors. Here's our sponsor for this evening.
There, you're all held and tight. I'll start Folgers to brew. Mountain grown aroma coming through.
Folgers aroma roasted coffee made from
Sing it.
mountain grown beans, richly roasted and finely ground for great waking up aroma.
Oh, what that aroma can do, brighter day for me and you. The
Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Thank you, Folgers, for sponsoring tonight's program with all of your coffee crystals. What did are they worth anything? The coffee crystals, like a regular.
I know,
crystal?
like if you take a handful of them and you crush them like 100,000 times.
Oh, like
they become a chicken nugget.
Remember that Spider-Man or not the Superman show that we saw, and he crushed the coal into diamonds, kind of like that.
Yeah.
But in this case, it turns coffee crystals into chicken
nuggets.
Do you ever put your money in a Folgers coffee can?
No, but I put cigarette butts in them.
I used to do that when I was a kid. Not the cigarette, the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to come in metal cans?
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't really happen anymore.
Not much.
Blood ties.
Carbon foot type.
Oh, absolutely. Carbon foot type for sure for days.
It's when your foot kind of goes to the side.
You're pigeon-footed. Blood Ties is an hour and a half. It's a made-for-TV movie meant to be a pilot for a series. And it's a long one. And I'm sure you opened it up and you thought, Jason, of course I hate you forever.
Sure.
Which is fair.
Sure.
I get a lot of that, actually. People DMs, they slide it all the way into my DMs telling me they hate me all the time. And I can't fault you for that at all.
No.
But it's tough. It's tough to have an hour.
You're very good at least breaking them up. Because if you give me a bad one, a long one, you usually put
Give
it
you a
together with
short
a short
one.
one.
I try.
You usually give me the short one. I give you the long one.
All right, so let's set the clock for 10 minutes, and we will discuss.
Are we gonna just kind of like overview this? Because I want you to fit in as much as I can.
Go for it. Let's start right now.
All right. The first part of this is great. This kid, it's how the story gets built, right? This kid, his mom and dad get set fire to and stakes through their heart.
Mm-hmm.
The house catches on fire, and he gets shot with a
handheld crossbow, like a one-handed gun crossbow.
And then he goes into the woods. Okay, so what we find out is then we don't remember him at all. Okay, we go and then we find out.
That boy is Jason London.
Yeah, what's he from?
I think most notably one of the London guys is in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. And that's where I noticed him from. And at the beginning of the show, you notice he has a large bulge in his tidy whities.
Oh yeah, huge.
So then we get to we meet this biker gang, and I don't they're called the Shrikes. The Shrikes.
Yeah.
And they're really sharp dressed motorcycle guys because they're going to court.
Yeah, they look good, and they're heading to court. All these people, they're really loud, obnoxious young punks. They get to court, and there you got Harry. Right, he's kind of the main guy.
Yeah, he's a news reporter.
He's probably late 30s, early 40s, and he works for a newspaper. And he doesn't get along with his boss. He's going to the trial to cover it, and there's a lady there who goes by the name of Amy Lauren. She's the prosecutor, and she loses here.
She loses, and it's very obvious that something was awry.
Some old guy comes in the courtroom, and everyone looks at him.
It was Eli, yeah.
Oh, that was Eli?
Because they're like, hey, it's Eli. Well, we come to find out Eli is a very, very rich guy in Long Beach, California. Very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And
he owns all these people.
Right. And we somehow find out that he's related to Harry. But we don't know how.
Yeah, we don't know how.
But
he's related to all the biker guys. He got them off because he owns the police, the judge, the lawyers. He owns all of them. So he got the jury too. He paid them off, right?
Right. So then hold on. Harry goes and talks to Eli in his office. It's like, hey, you can't be doing this. This is where we kind of find out they're somehow related, right?
And this is where it's really kind of confirmed, like, Eli is a bad dude. Like, he talks about, like, all this power.
Yeah, squashing everything. And we see that Harry is the opposite. Harry wants to be a good guy. He wants to do the right thing. And all of a sudden, they say it's starting again.
And they're referring to that thing that happened in Texas. They're in Long Beach, but the thing that happened in Texas where the kid's parents were stabbed. This something is a fun play on words here because they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. You've heard this before,
right? Yes.
Here Eli says absolute corruption empowers absolutely. So kind of taking that phrase and turning it on its side, I thought it was a clever turn of phrase.
Sure. So Harry goes out and ends up asking this lawyer girl out, and they go to a birthday party, which is Eli's birthday party, and there's a bunch of Greek dancing, and it's just everybody's Opa, dry humping each other.
It's almost like a castle on the beach.
Right, yeah.
It's a real extravagant, and Harry's there, and he's there with Amy Lauren. And the boy, Jason London, I think his name is Cody.
Yeah.
He
shows up.
He shows up with the Shrikes, those other biker guys. They kind of see him, and
they're like, we'll take you to Eli.
Hey, City, or hey, Country Mouse, why don't you come with us? And so he rides with them, and they go there, and they kind of identify him, right? He's wearing this amulet around his neck, and this old woman kind of like stops him,
kisses him,
and she he belongs here,
right? And so Corey ends up telling all these they go in the office, right? And all these old guys are around, and Harry's in there, and he kind of tells the story of what happened to his mom. And one of the old guys says it's time to come out of the coffin.
Yeah, they know what's that. To me, yeah, there's many instances like this where they're dancing around what they are,
and we find out at the end of this meeting is like where we really find out they're Carpathians, which is Carpathia is near Transylvania.
It's a fancy word.
It's a fancy word for vampire. Vampires like the N word in this show.
Yeah, I hate the N word.
Yeah, and I hate the V word.
Yeah, so
vagina.
But they're like, hey, sorry to hear about your parents. They were actually they were family to us. So now you are family, and you are back home. You are where you should be.
And the hunters they're coming. The hunters are coming. So we find out that these people that killed their parents their parents were vampires that moved to the south to raise cattle and to not have that way of life anymore. And the hunters are coming every few years. The hunters come to try to get a bunch of vampires.
One of the dudes looks Amish. He's
Yeah,
got like that
very Amish.
that light, like the beard that just goes, that chin strap beard with no mustache.
Right, and so Eli and Harry have a fight kiss at the end of this. They get in an argument and they start each other. And that's when you first see like vampire stuff.
Yeah.
And then Henry takes Amy home and she wants to get it on. She wants to get it on hardcore.
But he knows that she's not a Carpathian, and
So
it's
he can't breed
crazy
with her. He
frowned
can't,
on.
because he can't breed with her because then they have to kill her.
Maybe, but but Harry's got a 2-ton mega milk bone yay for this lady,
Right?
And she, like, if it were me, I'd fucking be a house of cards. I'd collapse. But Harry's like, he gets a couple kisses and he's like, I gotta go home and jerk off.
And this is the part where he talked about the Adam and Lilith story, which I knew. A fire flashback.
Cody wakes up from like a nightmare, and then the Shrikes are outside. They're like, "Hey, let's go out on the night of the town."
Yeah, we're taking you out, and
they're out there with like booze and women and graffiti, just like tearing up the night.
and they're
right?
dancing.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of dancing.
This for a biker gang, they do a lot of dancing.
It's like a lot of like metal barrel fires and dancing in the streets.
Let's see.
This is crazy. Harry's on the phone with Amy, and he's like, "Man, I'm sorry I left." And meanwhile, there's a lady crawling up his window. She jumps in and she met a milk bones him.
Right, and supposedly it's Eli's half sister.
Who he was dancing crazy sexy with at the party.
Right, I think it's like a breeder. You know what I mean, for him, but he's getting old. I called her Rizzo because she looked a lot like Rizzo
From Grease.
And so they fuck.
Yeah. This is where I put, are these guys like vampires or werewolves or what? And we eventually obviously get an answer that it is a vampire. Sorry, I know it's the N word to you. Anyway, the next morning, Celia is the one who climbed up the wall. She tries to go out the window, and then Harry's like, use the door, and he breaks his television because he's sick of seeing like workout videos on it. And this is also where I noticed there's always like kind of this synthy, saxophony mood music throughout the whole freaking show.
Right, for sure. And then we find out more about SCAV, which is the Society for Catching Alternative Vampires or something. And they're on this TV show. It's like a Donahue show kind of thing.
And the host is crazy obnoxious.
Right, very obnoxious and pisses them all off.
He's an asshole. The guy's an asshole.
But Harry is there. Harry brings Amy to a place where he knows there's going to be a problem. He invites her to go there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And you know what's really crazy too is that the vampire hunters are just sitting in the audience. Everyone's going whooping wild crazy, and they're sitting there with their arms crossed. And then like the camera focuses in on them, and they must, I don't know, they must be working with the camera guy or something, because it's meant for the Carpathians to see them,
right,
and send them a message
to say, "Hey, we're coming."
And one of the ladies who's being interviewed on the stage says basically, "Hey, I want you to meet us here. It's go time."
It's cryptic, but the hour of the jackal, which I didn't know was 3 a.m.
I didn't know that either.
But they steal Rizzo. The vampire hunters steal Rizzo as bait to make sure all the vampires come. I'm sorry, Carpathians.
Thank you.
Come. And while she's captive, she like plucks her boob.
She like
buttons,
is popping the buttons off of her blouse.
Which gets the hunter guy turned on, and then she fucking bites him.
Oh, she totally gets. Did you notice that Donald Trump was on the TV at one point too?
No, I didn't know.
When they're first watching TV before the talk show, they're flipping through channels, and Cody's like, "Hey, is this guy a vampire? Is this guy a vampire?" And one of the first guys was Ivanka Trump and Donald Trump.
That's an interesting fact. Mm-hmm. So they have a rumble, right? The hunters meet the vampires. They have a rumble
right there on the beach.
Right there on the beach. How much time we got left?
Minute 50.
All right, minute 50 seconds. This is like your typical like rumble, right? In the night, there's fire. People are hitting each other.
Where are the guns?
No guns.
It's all like clubs, pitchforks, fire.
Well, they have to have pitchforks to stab the vampire. I'm sorry, Carpathians.
Yeah, watch yourself, pal.
I'm just slinging it all over. And a Caterpillar tractor bulldozer makes its appearance.
They're gonna burn Celia on a bunch of pallets. She's up there like a witch, and Harry comes in with a tractor, gets her off there.
Yep. And this whole time, Cody has been learning from the biker gang to be like mad at everybody because he's
take on the
establishment, right? And so he sees the van with the three guys that killed his parents. He has a dirt bike, goes one-on-one with the van.
They all seem to be like, let's fight. We're all in. We want to eliminate these Carpathians.
It was the Sharks and the
what are
West Side Story? Sharks and somebody else.
But anyway, the guys in the van retreat. I don't know why they took off. But anyway, it ends up, Cody on a dirt bike.
They
and
took
then
off
the
so
van,
they could have that one-on-one scene with Cody.
which turns into a game of chicken, which they both wipe out pretty hard. And when they wipe out, Cody's ready to kill all three of them, but they're like, no, they're going to be judged in front of everyone. But they don't really ever show all the Carpathians beating the hunters. It's just that they kind of left that fight.
Oh, yeah.
They pull the three original hunters out, and then all of a sudden, all the Carpathians are around the hunters.
Except Harry. Harry, they're all sucking their blood out. Harry's doesn't.
Yeah, Harry's like, let's put them in front of a court of law.
Yeah.
We're going to make these guys martyrs, and we're going to make their cause even stronger based on what we've done here tonight. They're like, no, we'll probably fucking kill them right now.
Right. And right before this fight, it happened at 3 a.m., Harry went over and fucked the shit out of Amy, slid out of bed, and at the end of this, slid right back into bed. She had no idea.
Hour and a half.
That was great. We did a great job.
You know what? You did a great job.
We did a great job.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
There was no I in we.
I guess that's true. Oh, like Nintendo Wii, there's two eyes, I think. Oh boy, the Carpathians, Blood Ties, One and Done, Fox 1991, Jason London. Why didn't Blood Ties work?
Let's see. It seemed very slow at times. That was one of the problems I had. Is it seemed very slow at times. It seemed like they were giving you too much obvious information, or maybe they're spending way too much time on his relationship with Amy. You don't have to see so much of their interaction. This has kind of like everything that most vampire movies has. There's like sex and some violence and some like secrecy, right?
Oh yeah.
At the beginning, it was very gory, and like if you would have said this is a horror movie for the first 5 minutes, I'd be like, yeah, it is. But it is not gory the rest of the time at all. But
it's not.
The first 5 minutes is gory.
It's one of those things where it really grabs you by the nuts, right? And right from the get go, there's this action right away. A note that I have we didn't get to while we're going through the pilot. There's some graphic sexual stuff. In this.
Yes.
And I watched it yesterday. I'm sitting in my recliner taking notes, and the only time my daughter walks in is during like the hottest sex scene in the whole thing. It's honestly fairly graphic. I don't watch a lot of network television, like primetime network dramas.
Right.
Is stuff that graphic these days?
I don't know. I think it was a little bit over PG.
I think so too. Oh, for sure. I'm not saying that's why this didn't work. I think I don't think hardly any of these made-for-TV movies work.
Right.
It's too much. We're seeing too much. There's a lot of resolution here. This could and very well can stand on its own.
Sure. If this was a movie,
we get it. There are very few strings not tied up at the end. But here, I honestly, I don't know what was wrong with this. I didn't. This is part of my confusion. Who are we rooting for here? Who are we rooting for? Eli is a bad guy. He's in charge of all the Carpathians, essentially. He's the head of this family, it looks like. He's got all the money and the power. He's got all these dudes in suits around him that are also vampires. But they're bad dudes. We want to root for Harry, but he works with these guys.
Right. But it's not that he works with them. I mean, it's his heritage. He's one of them. He just does life a different way, for the most part.
The Shrikes are there. They're a bunch of young punks. You don't like them. You like Cody. But they're all part of this same organization. Were you, at any point in time, rooting for the Hunters?
No, because they made the Hunters look real dumb in this. Like when they were appearing on it made them seem crazy. They made them seem like they were a bunch of crazy old people. You know what I mean?
I think they had to do that, or else why wouldn't you root for them? The vampires essentially are going to be sucking your blood and killing people, and they're evil in their business ways.
Yeah.
Everything is going against the vampires.
It's just like Devil's Advocate, right? Kind of the same kind of thing. Like, you have a lot of power and you're a bad guy.
You talking about the Lawyer movie with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, where he's the devil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I wanted to root for the Hunters, but you're right. They were kind of cold and dumb. But then the vampires, that was my confusion. Harry, okay, he works with these guys, and he's out there kicking ass too.
He's part of the council.
I was confused about what I should be rooting for or who I should be getting behind. That's part of my problem with this
I'm very confused. Does Harry smoke or does Harry not smoke? Because he never smokes a whole cigarette or inhales a cigarette during this whole show, but has 45 of them.
He keeps trying, doesn't he?
And how does somebody become so good at riding a motorcycle ever? Cody has never ridden a motorcycle in his life. They steal one for him. He gets on it, does a wheelie, and then...
It's instinctual. When you're a Carpathian, man.
That's true. I got you on
two
that.
wheels. Let's see what Let's see what other folks had to say about this shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Can you turn that up a smidgen?
You got it. IMDb, we all know what that stands for. There's a score there. I'm going to tell you, 368 ratings. But what do you think the rating is that people gave? The average rating.
And they're in decimals, right?
Decimal point in play. 1 to 10, 10th decimal point.
I feel like there's going to be a whole bunch of like teenage girls who are into Twilight who found this and love vampires.
This is 1991. Those teenagers are in their 30s, 40s even.
Like a 7 maybe? 7.1?
5.3. Almost directly down the middle. Critic reviews. Let's see. Weird Wild Realm says, this is from Paget the Rat Girl. Blood Ties 1991 is a very low budget with, at best, mediocre acting, editing, and cinematography.
What do you mean low budget?
It seemed high budget to me.
The stunt budget was huge. They were these motorcycle drivers were jumping over cars.
There's a lot of sets here. There's a lot of sets and locations.
Yeah. A lot of sex in this. There's a lot of sex.
Sex ain't cheap.
It ain't free.
Sex ain't free, babies.
The only thing I can say about like production wise is the first scene where the kid is like after the house is in the background, on fire, and he's in front of it like bending over. It's total green screen.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, go back and watch
I didn't
it.
notice
It's
that.
right at the beginning. You gotta go watch it.
It's nevertheless a grabber from the start, as it seems once to have something a little different to say about vampires as family-oriented and vampire slayers as psycho killers, although the initial question has to be whether or not the victims of the slayings were vampires to begin with. Whatever. Viewer reviews. Here's a review from Holly Horror. She says, Blood Ties is a made-for-TV movie that feels like a hell of a lot more like a scrapped television pilot, which it is, for a show that was going to center around a courtroom drama. The Lost Boys and dirty breakdancing. That's kind of funny.
That's funny.
I am fully aware that I just made that sound incredible, but it's really fucking boring and doesn't make much sense. Blood Tie is more like Blood Lies. This isn't horror. All the vampires do is dry hump, dance violently, have weekly family reunions, watch daytime TV, and ride motorcycles. 1 star for Grace Zabriskie randomly showing up towards the last half and gracing us with her presence. I don't know who that was, but
Was that the lady, the lady from the Hunters?
It might have been
Because she looked like a famous person.
the older lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that ripped the microphone out and was talking shit.
It might have been her. Good call. Good call.
Thank you.
I have 2.5 stars out of who knows how many, 5 maybe, who knows, by Al Goffa. Beaucoup bon choix. Jim McBride es vraiment molin, tres edu café con film, mas beaucoup choses arrivent besoin. That's French.
Oh, okay. Oui.
Richard Harris gives it 3 stars. A little dull, but amusing attempt to update a 50s style AIP genre. Don't know what that is. Movie to a must-see TV 90s. Not McBride's best by a long shot, but if you think Matlock could have used Kiefer and the Lost Boys rolling every 15 minutes, this is the movie for you. There's a couple more.
Yeah.
I think we'll skip them. Well, here's a couple of headlines. Interesting theme, mediocre acting. You're a damn Astley mission. Skip that. Vampire rubbish. Lousy air date. I sometimes wonder if this inspired Kindred the Embrace, which we did mention earlier, oddly enough. Surprisingly intriguing. Decent watch for a vampire twist. Great fun for vamp lovers. And B-movie that doesn't take itself too seriously. But you know what I take seriously?
Well, there's another thing I take seriously.
Please.
Push that button.
Yes, please.
You will find. I found it very interesting that they used racism against vampires throughout this, like they were black people. You know what I mean? Like it was very prevalent.
So that's kind of a sociological theme.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
What did you say to me?
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear it. That's your dog.
It's one of those bikers. They're outside graffitiing my house and dry humping each other.
Well, let's wrap this shit up.
Sure.
Let's rate Blood Ties on a 1 to 7 scales. It's based on the television program affectionately and accurately known as Wings from the 1990s. All the characters are in play. 1 is the worst score you can get. That's a Roy Biggins. And number 7 is the best score you can get. That is a Brian Hackett. Captain Philip Restassure, I turn to you. How do you rate Blood Ties?
I got to give this a booby bump because you see a lot of booby tees. And I'm going to also give this, for the ladies, a Cody bulge bump.
Oh, boy.
When he gets out of bed for the first time at his house while his parents are getting killed, he's got some tighty whities on, huge bulge. And then later on, when he gets woke up by the leader of the Shrekers, and they go out partying, he has tighty whities on. So good job, Cody bulge bump. I'm gonna give him this a 5.
You are a true feminist.
Yeah,
Taking into account the ladies and giving a bump because of the bulge.
yeah.
What a good boy.
We cannot always talk about boobs, right? We can't just say, oh, we're giving you guys a bump because of boobs. Sometimes you got to give it because of bulge.
Are we interested in bulges? No. Would we
No.
always like to talk about boobs? Absolutely.
Right.
But it's not fair.
It's the Me Too movement time.
It's not
This
fair.
way I can hashtag this episode Me Too because we talk about how we're equal.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And you said you give it a what?
5. I had a good time with it. It was a little slow. I had a good time with it.
Yeah. I would say I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to give it a 4.
Well, okay, but I had a bump, so.
Yeah.
You know bumps? You know bump?
That might be bump included. There were some good-looking ladies in this. There were some bare naked.
It's been.
Yeah.
But to me, the lawyer was hot, and she was down to fuck.
She was super ready to go. Yeah. And so was that other girl, that Celia girl.
Rizzo.
Yeah.
I said something to Molly about her. I was writing her name down as Rizzo, and they did make a reference, like a Grease reference. Somehow.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was. I was like, I brought it all together.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I forget what it was. Oh, they was it Xanadu? Oh, yeah, they had to meet at Xanadu. That's where they had to meet to fight.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
notice that. Well, how does that tie it in to Grease?
I thought there's a song where they say Xanadu, right?
Is there? I don't know. I remember Grease Lightning where they say the girls will cream. I remember that.
Remember that guy's acne? Like, how do you get a job as an actor, and a famous actor at that, with the huge scar pits in his face?
Remember how everyone in that movie was 30?
Hey, I had chills. They were multiplying.
You give it a 5. I give it a 4.
All right, I'll take that.
And with that, we close the book on Blood Ties, and my God, we will never speak of that show again.
Yep.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Electric Woman and DYNA Girl. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A cheerful young fan attempts to lure a washed-up superheroine out of retirement. You can find the entire episode of Electra Woman and DYNA Girl by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes or go to YouTube.
I wish you would just use a period. Do you know every time I give the 3 pillars of the show, I don't hesitate. I know them all, but I don't try to string it all in. Next episode, I'm gonna try to string it all in one.
That's the only part of the show I fuck up on.
Well, you can contact us at couchpilotspodcast.com. That's a one-stop shop to find our social media links, to listen to every episode. If you have subscribed to us on iTunes,
you can't get every episode.
You can't get every episode.
No.
So go to our website, and you can definitely listen to them there.
It's all there for free. You got Facebook, Twitter. You can email us, Instagram. All of that nets you frequent flyer points, which are redeemed for goods and services. All calculated by the 7,000-pound, 2 of them now.
Yeah.
The pachinko machine.
Love them.
Mm-hmm. Call us at 910-PILOTS-1. That's 910-745-6871. Leave us a message.
Yeah, please call it, because we don't know if it's broke again, because nobody's called it in a while.
Someone's got to call it. And if you like us very much, you can give us money at patreon.com. There's a bunch of things you can get there if you subscribe.
Yeah.
Whoops.
This pilot may have been rough.
Are you no positivity?
Oh, I forgot about that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You want me to do the positivity?
No, set me up for it.
Blake, do you have any notions of positivity for us today?
Yes, I do. Message of positivity. Next week's pilot is only 15 minutes long, less than 15 minutes long. So
we have a guest next week.
Huh?
We have a guest next week.
Oh yeah,
too.
we got a guest next
Are
week.
you excited about that guest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years.
Has it really been years?
Yeah, I think it's been years. Legally, we can't be around each other.
And with that, a little taste for next week. This pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks everyone else.
Love you, man. Spine.
Awesome!